Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I meant to review this a couple days ago, but I just bought it and ate it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that's kind of the case today. I mean, I did get off work about an hour ago, but yeah, no, I didn't find this. I did. I found it a couple of days ago. But yeah, so a couple of days ago, got home from hanging out with some friends. Decided to stop on at the old Speedway. And, you know, when I go into gas stations and stuff like that, a lot of times I try to look around, see if I can find stuff to, interesting to review. And they had a bunch of their little 7 Select fruit pies out, like the little sort of Hostess style ones. And I was like, okay, it's for $1, I can, buck. And turns out they had a new seasonal one, and I was like, well, there we go, I can review that. So I went over there and I bought one. And then literally the next day, instead of reviewing it, I just ate it. So today, I'm going to actually review it. Because it's boom! It is from 7 Select, which is the 7-Eleven in-house brand. It is their pumpkin cheesecake snack pie, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. How can you be naturally flavored with other natural flavors? You didn't even tell me what the first natural flavors are. But it's pumpkin and cheesecake flavored, wrapped in a lightly glazed flaky crust. Sure, why the hell not? I've reviewed some of these fruit pies before. So let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like that, and I'll kind of get in there and be like, ha 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 ha. Sure, man, let's give it a go. I think I remember liking it. I woke up it was one of those things where I woke up just kind of in the middle of the night, and I just wanted a snack, and I was just like, oh. And I just basically fell back asleep. So I kind of remember it, but just vaguely. I mean, it's a fruit pie. It's not the thickest fruit pie, but, all shapes and sizes. Let's give it a go. If it's supposed to look like that, it doesn't. Yeah, there's a very, very thin layer of the pumpkin aspect. It's much more cheesecake. But, I'll tell you this, in terms of flavor, I actually think that's perfectly fine. I think if they would have gone more sort of half and half like they did on the image on the box, I think it would have been too much pumpkin. Because it's definitely got a strong pumpkin flavor. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm wondering if the cheesecake aspect is basically just what they use for their Boston cream fruit pie that they have. I wonder if it's the same cream. Because I'm not getting like a strong cheesecake flavor. It is just more of a... It feels like more of a general sort of cream filling flavor. With just sort of, the pumpkin aspect on top of it. Yeah. Maybe. There might be a little bit of a cheesecake aspect. But if there is, it's pretty limited. That could genuinely just be sort of an overall cream flavor. because when you think of like a cheesecake, maybe there's a little something at the end there. Maybe. Okay. It's mostly, one way or another, it's mostly just a sort of generic cream filling. Like, I wouldn't go over there and say, oh, that reminds me of cheesecake filling. Not at all. You think cheesecake, you think, it's a very strong, very vibrant flavor. It's got, some tanginess to it. This, there might be a little tanginess at the end, but like, again, it could just be sort of a cream filling sort of tanginess instead of a cheesecake tanginess. It's not strong enough to be definitively one or the other. And I feel like if it's a cheesecake tanginess, it should be. Definitely should be. There's a little bit of a cheesecake kind of taste at the end. Like, the sort of the aftertaste has a little bit of something, I guess. But that could be just the pumpkin. Hmm. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to kind of suss it out and work at the ins and outs of it. I'll say this. For what it is, it's okay. The 7 Select 7-Eleven fruit pies, or snack pies, I guess you want to call them, they're sort of okay. I don't think they hold up to like the Hostess stuff, but they're fine for what they are. I'll get them every now and again, especially a lot of times they have them on sale, so might as well. This one is definitely not one of my favorites that I've had from them. It's not like one of my like absolute least favorites, ones that I actively dislike. It's okay, but I think for me a lot of this one comes down to sort of expectation versus reality. In my head, I think pumpkin cheesecake, and that sounds amazing, nice earthy sort of, fall aspect of the pumpkin, and then, that nice tanginess from the cheesecake, to sort of contrast. This, yeah, I don't know. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion and kinda ish. Yeah, it's not a ringing endorsement for this one. It's not bad or anything, but like I said, for me personally, like I was just expecting a lot more. Even with it being a discount, snack pie, typically the 7-Eleven ones are okay. This one I feel is definitely a little bit lesser. I don't know, the cheesecake aspect needed to be more prominent for it to really work properly, in my opinion. It just, because when it doesn't have that, it just has sort of a generalized sweet cream filling. The pumpkin has a little bit more to work with, there's a little bit more dimension to it, but not by leaps and bounds. And then the overall pastry is fine. It's not a bad snack pie pastry for what it is. It's, maybe a little bit thicker than it needs to be, but it's live withable for what it is. But the problem is that, I don't know, I just feel like it's just, with the way that it's presented, again, instead of having that nice tanginess from the cheesecake, it just kind of is sweet on sweet on sweet. And so the flavors, it's not bad, but like, I don't feel like any of them really are allowed to jump out at you the way that they really could, if that combination was kind of handled properly. But would I get it again? Maybe on occasion. For $1, sure. But it would be, again, I would do the Boston cream pie, I would do the chocolate, I would do the lemon, it would be a little bit before I got to this one. But if I'm recommending it, though, again, sort of ish. If you can get it for $1, it's worth trying. That's what I'll say for it. It's not anything you have to go out of your way for. It's nothing that I think you'll be particularly in love with. But if you really want to try it, if you can get it for $1, there's worse ways that you could go over there and spend $1. That's about the best I can do for it. It's definitely nothing you need to go out of your way to grab, but it's nothing horrible. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Give yourselves a truly proper cheesecake-tastic rest of your life. In fact, have yourself a cheese pie-tastic rest of your life because it's a pie. I know it's pie. You know it's pie. Everybody knows it's pie. Why do we call it a cheesecake? Because if we didn't, then cake would suck so bad that nobody would bother to even make it for birthdays anymore. So they had to go over there and rope in cheese pie and be like, oh no, it's a cake. And it's like, that's clearly a pie. They're like, no, you're crazy. And it's like, but it's clearly a pie. And it's like, look, we got to keep this cake thing going, okay? If we don't, what do we do? You could put candles in a pie? Yeah, we could do that. Well, no, you can't because it's a whole rambling thing. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on the cheesecake, cheese pie sort of deal? I personally don't think there's an argument. It's cheese pie. Even if you want to argue, I don't know what ground you could argue on, realistically. But here's the other thing. There's actual cheesecake. There are actual cheesecakes, right? Those are things that you can buy. So then how can you have one and then it doesn't make sense. It is a collective insanity that we have all bought into that I have been fighting against since at least my high school days. I'm starting to feel like fucking Neo from the Matrix, like nobody is seeing the lines of green code around me, and all of them are saying that it's a goddamn pie. Bye.